Cuphead is not what it seems. Warning, disturbing. Warning, the following story actually happened to me. Do not do what I describe doing in the following story. I wish I had this knowledge. So just this past Wednesday, I was delighted to discover that the new game Cuphead had released. I had been anticipating it for quite a while, and its existence had slipped my mind. I had recently been at a friend's house and saw him play it on his Xbox One for a moment, but I never got the opportunity to play it myself. I'm not proud to admit it, but I didn't want to spend money on the game. Normally I do try to purchase indie games to support the developers, but I had recently made a purchase to repair my car's transmission. Okay, sure you did, buddy. So I was low on cash. I wasn't entirely familiar with how to pirate video games. My friend's older brother had told me how to do it before, but I didn't recall the website he had shown me. I knew it was something like Black Skull Games, so that's what I googled. I clicked on the first site that wasn't an ad and was greeted with a page that looked straight out of the early 1990 days of the internet, or worse, the dark web. The stark black page contained only 3 things: a search bar, Arial text displaying the name of the page, Skull Black Gaming, and an image of a real skull that had been spray painted black. Clearly taken with a digital camera circa 2006, it was unsettling to think someone's actual skeleton had been defaced like that. However, it was possible that it could have been fake, so I brushed it off and began to search. Cuphead I typed into the search bar and quickly pressed the enter key, impatiently wanting to play the game. The first and only result was text displaying Cuphead Early Copy 2015. I was stunned. This wasn't the newest, most polished copy of the game, but it was a rare opportunity to play an older version of a game that had been in development for a long time. Not only that, but 2015 was when I had been most interested in the game's development. It appeared as though the file had been uploaded to the site that very year. If only I had known at the time, I could have been playing it years before everyone else. I quickly hit the download button and it instantly appeared in my download box. Cuphead.exe. I double-clicked it and was shocked to hear the blaring alarm from my antivirus software. I quickly turned it off as I knew pirated games often set off the software, as my friend's brother had told me. The game began loading and I was greeted with the logo of the game's company, MGTK. Then, the opening cutscene began. I was delighted to see the old-timey animation and the smiling faces of Cuphead and his friend Mugman. However, there appeared to be no prompt to continue, and I quickly began hitting every key on the keyboard to proceed. Minutes passed and I became distressed, but then I glanced up towards the screen and noticed something had changed. Cuphead was no longer bobbing up and down as was his normal looping animation. He was standing completely still, but not as though the game's animation had froze. He was swaying, and I could see his chest rise and fall in an eerily realistic fashion. Perhaps even hyper-realistic, if you will. He stared directly at the screen, almost as though he was looking through it and directly at me. "That's weird," I said under my breath, trying to brush it off and look for a controller. Perhaps that's what the issue was. I needed a controller to continue the game. I stood up from my seat and began searching for one, but as I walked away from the screen, something changed. The music had stopped, and when I turned back, Mugman was gone. Only Cuphead remained, standing in the middle of the screen, staring directly at me. "What the hell?" I said, slowly approaching the screen, ready to hit the escape key. Slowly, he began lowering his head, and I mashed the escape, not wanting to see what would come next. However, the escape key didn't work, neither did Ctrl-Alt-Delete. He tilted his head down far enough to reveal what his cup truly contained. Steeped in liquid was none other than a harlequin fetus. Bloated pink, leprous, suppurating pus and vomit. Its mouth opening and closing with the tide of the jostled liquid in the cup. I gasped, disgusted by what I saw on the screen before me. The fetus's vestigial arm fins flapping ineffectually in the liquid. Its head kept it buoyant, for it was bloated beyond any proportional logic. Its skin is lustrous. I wasn't sure if it was from the broth, or from the murky afterbirth pooled at its shiny flanks. A severed umbilicus draped over the edge of the Cuphead's head, frayed like a dry rope. There's a dent atop the fetus's skull, soft, pushed inward, pressure assaulting an already malformed and undersized brain. Its eyes are blasted over with cataracts. Two unnerving blue orbs sunken into a malleable and uncannily almost human visage. As I backed up, Cuphead's eyes began rolling back in his cup head, and he smiled, almost as though he was happy to see what he carried in his cup this entire time. I quickly ran to my computer's power cord and pulled, the screen flashing to an eerie blank screen. I collapsed to the ground, crying. I collapsed to the ground, crying from what I had just seen. Was this truly an early copy of the game? Did the developers put this in there? It looked too realistic to be drawn, or even be a 3D model. Whatever the reason was, or whatever the source, I couldn't bear to see any images of gameplay of the new Cuphead, for I, and only I, truly knew the dark secret that resided inside. Warning. This creepypasta is real. It contains themes that are not suitable for minors, such as disturbing images and references to horror-themed scenes from films, shows, and games, and graphic violence. If either you are too young to watch this, sensitive, or easily anxious, please click away from this video and watch something else. Viewer discretion is advised. Shut up, creepypasta. Don't tell my viewers what to do. Story. It all started on a sunny day. I was walking in the beach, but I tripped on a box. I went home with it and I opened the package. It was a Cuphead DVD. The cover consisted of Cuphead and Mugman. I opened my PC and I put the disc in my PC. The game opened with the Studio MDHR logo and the intro, but the intro was a little odd. The song was reversed, low and reverb. What the hell is going on? I asked myself. I played anyway and skipped the story. I went to get all the soul contracts. It seemed normal until something odd was going on. I went to the die house to go to the next aisle. I went to King Dice, but something weird was going on. I couldn't get through. What the hell is going on with the game? I asked. The wall were turning red. It cut to black for 10 seconds, until a jump scare popped up. King Dice was on the screen. It was all laughs, and there was some screaming. Jesus Christ, I yelled. I heard some stabbing too. The jump scare ended. It was all black again. Then it cut to the logo again. But Cuphead and Mugman were gone, and it was black and white. But a Microsoft Sam voice said, "You playing a pirated version of Cuphead. Destroy the game now." The voice repeated it over and over. What the hell? I said, scared. Then it cut to black and it closed the game. So I took a few screenshots and recorded it to Google Drive. Then I ejected the disc, put it back in the case. I smashed the DVD with the hammer and buried into the backyard. That was the worst game ever! Please, be careful what you trip on. The end. Does anybody remember the 2022 Netflix TV show, The Cuphead Show? Nah, man, that was so long ago. You know, it's a show when the unique misadventures of lovable, impulsive scamp Cuphead and his cautious but easily swayed brother Mugman. That was not a complete sentence. As the two scour their surreal homeworld of the Inkwell Isles in search of fun and adventure, they always have each other's back. Unless there's only one cookie left, in which case it's every cup for himself. The Cuphead Show combines nostalgic delights, sides... What is this, a review? Let's skip ahead a little bit. Although, there was one deleted scene from the show that almost ruined my Anyway, I was at home watching Madagascar 2005 while eating chicken No, come on, dude. This is a troll pasta. You don't just... Whatever. Until my phone buzzed. I pulled out my phone and looked at my email and noticed that I got an email from Netflix themselves. Holy cow, man's got an email from Mr. Netflix himself. Here's what they said. "Hello, Bryden. Since you're a fan of Netflix and you like our stuff, we decided that we want to show you a deleted draft of a scene from the Cuphead Show. Please download this file of the deleted draft of the Cuphead Show. After viewing this deleted draft of the Cuphead's nightmare scene from the Cuphead Show, please don't screen it anywhere. Netflix. Another deleted draft? I asked in confusion. What do you mean another? Anyway, they sent a file that came along with the message. I downloaded the file from my phone to my laptop. Then I turned on my laptop and went to my files and saw that the file's name was The Cuphead Show Cuphead's Nightmare Beta.mov. I then opened up the file and the video began. Before the video began, yet again, there was a warning. The warning said this: "This deleted, later changed Cuphead's nightmare scene of the Cuphead Show is not for people who are overly sensitive. If you are scared while viewing it, please do not watch this video. Viewer discretion is advised." Stop trying to tell my viewers what to do, creepypastas. I facepalmed in annoyance. "Here goes the creepy horror show again," I said painlessly. Oh no, he's self-aware. Anyway, the scene started with the scene when Elder Kettle making pancakes for Cuphead and Mugman. The pancakes landed on the plate while Cuphead was holding it. The pancakes landed on the wall, but Mugman failed. The pancakes fall onto the ground. Mugman got the pancake out of the wall. It was revealed to be a green monster face. It had red eyes, black pupils, crying blood under its eyes, and blood dripping from its mouth. The monster roared as the tongue grabbed Mugman. Mugman was caught by a green monster face. "Cuphead, save me," Mugman shouted. The monster ate Mugman alive, but it was gone. "Mugman, Elder Kettle, help!" Cuphead screamed. Elder Kettle turned around as a skeleton. Elder Kettle's skeleton body parts fell off. Cuphead screamed. "No!" Cuphead cried. The goat jumped in the house. He had red eyes, black pupils, blood dripping from his mouth, and a scar on his nose. He was staring at Cuphead. "Remember me," the goat said in the devil's voice. "Yes, I think you are since you're in the front yard," Cuphead said. What? The goat morphed into the devil. "Your soul is mine," the devil yelled in a deep, scary voice. "No, please don't kill me. I'm just a little innocent cup. Don't do this. No! No! No!" Cuphead shouted. The devil grabbed out a knife and killed Cuphead. Cuphead screamed in a loud, ear-piercing and blood-curdling tone, as his voice actor didn't fake the sound at all. I covered my ears for his scream. As I paused the video, I uncovered my ears. I saw the blood on my ears. I grabbed out a tissue and cleaned the blood out of my ears. After that, I unpaused the video. It showed the corpse of Cuphead. He had black, hollow eyes and mouth. His arms were ripped out. His handle was ripped out. His straw was ripped out. He had crying blood under his eyes. It cut to the reality where Cuphead is screaming and woke up from his nightmare. "I ain't too worried about it," Cuphead yelled. "He has a dream again, didn't you?" Mugman asked. What did Mugman ask? "It's nothing," Cuphead said. "The devil probably has a huge operation to run. He's not worried about little old me," Cuphead said as he chuckled. The video then ended. After seeing Cuphead's corpses, plural I guess, I started to have an upset stomach. I ran to the bathroom and I recorded the footage and I posted it on YouTube. I deleted the file and sent it back to Netflix. Later that night, I had nightmare about the goat and devil killing me as the same as Cuphead. If you find an email that was sent by Netflix about a deleted scene from one of their shows, don't watch it.